Hello friends, how are you? My name is Kiara and this is my channel. It's primarily a quilting channel, though I do other crafts. I do sublimation, which I've done a lot of this week. I do sublimation, cross stitch, machine embroidery, and a whole slew of other things. I am a native New Yorker that lives in Northwest Arkansas, and first and foremost, I want to thank all the new subscribers. I have had an influx. I don't know where you all came from, but I'm so happy you are here. And to the person who commented that they were from Bella Vista, hi neighbor. I'm a little bit south of you. So we are in the last 28 days, 4 weeks from today, we start school. So I'm trying to pack everything I can into the next 4 weeks. I have a very busy 4 weeks. My mom is coming next Tuesday, and I have a big DAR event on the 25th. So I have so many things going on and so many things that have to get done. So let's get into what I got done this past week. I got a lot done, and I'm itching to start a couple of things. I'm itching to do a couple of things, but I'm trying to temper back what I want to do because in a month, I'm going to have no time. So, and then I'll be sad that I got behind on stuff. So let's talk about what I did. I'm just looking because I did. Okay, I caught up with my Sewcialites. I did 4 blocks. I don't know if all 4 blocks are here, but there are 3 blocks here. This was block 20. I altered it a little bit. I did not like how they had a different color on all sides, and here too. I did not like that, so this is the block I did. I am using hollyhocks and roses. And then I did this one, and this one stressed me beyond belief, but I love how it came out. And then this one, and I did a 4th block, but I think it's up with all the other blocks. And then I did this one. So I'm really happy with how this came out. Then I did, I want to see if I have the, printout here. I don't know where. Oh, here it is. I am doing this quilt along that the DAR promoted. It is from the National Museum of the American Indian. They're all applique blocks so far. I don't do applique. I don't do hand applique. I'll do applique on the machine. So I did the buffalo one for month 1, and this was month 2. Okay. So I went on Etsy. I couldn't find a Hawaiian applique block. It's based on the Hawaiian tradition. So I found this one, which is machine embroidery, and I tried to use the bright colors like they did. And then I bordered it with this Kansas Troubles that I had. I'm very pleased with how it came out. And you know what? One thing I love about quilting and sew-alongs, it's making them your own. My eyes are all icky. My eyes have been itchy today. So I'm happy with how that one came out. And I don't know if this one still has the, yeah. So here you can see, this is what it's supposed to look like. I'm not assembling mine because I don't think we've gotten the finishing directions. So on August 1st, month 3, and then September 1st, month 4. So I'm doing it, and I'm just doing my own thing with it, with the inspiration of what they've given us. So that was month 2. Then I did the July 1st back quarters by the dozen. I think this was the Sunbeam block. And here it is. So the only thing we have left on this is the finishing, which will come out on Wednesday. More about that. Oh, here's block 4 that I did for Sewcialites. This was a great block. It went together in like 5 minutes. So all we have now is to do the finishing. I don't know if that's still, yeah, here's the book. It's a sampler quilt, and it's from this book, Back Quarters by the Dozen. I don't know if my finishing picture is here. I think it is. Yeah, quilts along. Yeah, so I have done everything and then we will be putting it together. So I'm excited to get it together, and I will probably drop everything once the finishing comes out so I can finish it because I want it done. Okay. Throw all those away. Oh, I probably can put the book on the bookshelf too now, but we'll just leave it here. Okay, there's that. Okay, I'm just going through. Okay, so I did 5 quarters. Then on Tuesday, I did Spooled Block 3. This is the block of the month that's in the Fat Quarter Shop so sampler box, and here's mine. I am using a Fat 8th bundle from Basic Gray. So there is that. Then I did put on the America 250 quilt, I sewed my 4 blocks together. So they are right, it is right here. So my goal for this week, one of the things is to put the 3.5 inch border around, or 3-inch border, I don't know what it is. Okay, so that's actually gonna go over there. And then the other thing is I had bought the kit for the Jolly Tree Farm, and I did that. Here's block week 1, and here is week 2. And I bought the kit from the Fat Quarter Shop. It's using, it is using a layer cake and some yardage. So those are all there. So I did everything on my list I had except the Riley Blake designs, and that's just going to be something I do when I get a chance. I haven't been in the mood to do them, so they didn't get done. I'm going through, did I do? The other thing is I have a finish, guys. I have a finish. I have a fully finish. This has been on my Moxie since before I went to Washington, D.C. Here it is, and I will insert a picture at the end, and then I put the binding on. So it's all done, and it's done with Minky. This fuzzy Minky, it's so soft, it's so nice. I bought this Minky at Hobby Lobby. It's super soft, and it was super reasonable when I bought it, but it sheds like you wouldn't believe. And then what else do I have? I did start month 6 of my Among the Stars, but it's in various arrays of pieces. And this is what I'm doing. This is the version I'm doing. I actually am in month 6. I only have 1 more month, and my goal is to actually do that this week. And then I'm going to assemble it. So before school starts, I want to assemble my Fat Quarters by the dozen, and this, I want this off my table just to be quilted. And I had made a decision, so I just have to do those. I just have to do those. It makes me happy. It's gonna be very nice. I did make a decision that I'm not doing this fancy border. I am gonna just use the rest of the fabric and just put a border on it. I don't have the patience to do that. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I made my list for this week of what I'm gonna work on. Okay, I have the Riley Blake Design Challenge, and what I need to do is I've already got 2 quadrants done, and I have 1 block from the next quadrant. So I need to see what blocks go in that quadrant and go from there. I'm gonna do Sewcialites 3 on Friday when it comes out. Designer Mystery 26, block 2 is on its way. I have the Fat Quarters by the dozen finishing. I told you Among the Stars, I'm gonna finish block 6 and month 6 and month 7 because you're making several blocks. I'm gonna do the 3-inch border on the Celebrate 250, and I'm gonna do Jolly Bar 3, week 3. I have a couple other things I wanna do. I starched the fabric for this, and I'll show you. I've wanted to do this forever, and I was watching Tracy Moody Girl Creates, I think. I like her. She's really fun. So she got a whole bunch of quilt seeds, not these quilt seeds, but a different one. But I have this quilt seed, and I bought it with the fabric, and it's this barn. So what I'm gonna do, I starched my fabric for the barn. This is 7 zillion little pieces. So I'm gonna try to get the barn, I'm gonna cut out the barn as soon as I'm done with, this is where I really should go buy another set of alpha clippies, but I have my clothespins, so I'm gonna do this, and then I will, once this is done, I will cut all this out. I was reading this and I didn't like the order they had it in, so I'm gonna do it in an order that makes sense to me. So I'm gonna start with the barn. It'll probably take me a week to do, a week or 2 weeks, but I wanna get it done because I wanna hang it on one of my walls in here. I also do have a quilt on the long arm. It is the house quilt, and I got half a row done, and then we had storms, and I was like, okay, well, I gotta stop. So I just put the needle down in the middle of the quilt and unplugged it. So now I have to plug it back in and start it. So I would like to get that done this week. This quilt is ginormous, guys. I have barely an inch on either side. So I just, as I get to the ends, I have to make sure that I don't bang the ends so I don't get any rough edges. Then I was trying to figure out, I do have the 2-foot extension for my Moxie to make it a 10-foot frame, but my room's really not big enough for to have it 10 feet. But I have to see, I have to measure the walls to see if my back wall, if I put the Moxie back on there and I do the 10 feet, if I will have room for everything else that I want to have, because I have, all my walls have stuff on them, and I like where my embroidery machine is. It's the space I've got, and this works. And honestly, I don't do big quilts like 90 inches or higher, and I really could for those sizes. I could just pay to get them done. I'm just cheap, and I have the long arm. And I know that there's a way to do a big quilt where you do half of it and then you do the other half, but I don't know how to do that. I have to probably try to find a video on how to do it, because if that's the case, I might try to figure that out for such a rare occurrence. I do love the color I picked for the thread on it. I picked a pink glide thread, and it's just pale enough, but every once in a while you catch the pink, so it's really pretty. What else? I'm actually gonna be back in a day or so with some other things that I want to work on. I have something I want to start, and then I want to check something out, because I had started something and I may pick it back up and bring you along as I do it, and keep it as something that I do like once a week once school starts, and make progress on it. And then I have another thing that I'm thinking of, I really would like to finish. It's an old whip, so I'm gonna do a couple videos on different things that I think I want to do, and ask what you guys think. So that's all I have. I have to run this because I have to take my youngest to the orthodontist, and I have to run a couple errands like the post office and run to the store. And we're gonna make a list, because since Grandma's coming, to see what she needs for school, because Grandma likes to go shopping and spoil her grandkids when she's here. So that's one thing we're gonna do. So I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope you got a lot done during this past week. I'm trying to think of anything, but again, welcome to all the new subscribers. Thank you for all your suggestions. Once I get this quilt done, I am gonna put the kitty corn on here. And then I have another quilt I need to get a backing for, but I would really like it fully finished, just because it makes me happy. But that's all I've got, and I will talk to you all soon. All right, bye everybody.